The truth behind the world's most complete fighter. His name is Yuri Boyka, and you won't believe what he can do. He's nearly 6.5 feet tall, making him one of the strongest fighters in the world. With moves like that, he can practically destroy any opponent. But what truly makes him unbeatable is his deep knowledge of martial arts. Every true fighter masters at least one fighting style, but Yuri Boyka went further and mastered several. This took his technique to another level, which is why he's one of the few fighters in the world who can deliver devastating kicks like that, or even strikes that knock opponents off their feet. But the real reason he's unbeatable will surprise you. While you know him from movies by the name Yuri Boyka, his real name is Scott Adkins, and just like the character in the film, he is a martial arts genius with a shocking backstory. Since childhood, Scott has always been passionate about martial arts, largely because of movies. He would spend the whole night watching Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and many other fighters. That's why he always dreamed of becoming a real fighter and starring in fight movies just like his idols. So much so that at the age of 10, he asked his parents to enroll him in a judo academy to learn how to fight. And that's how he began to love the world of fighting. But unfortunately, the reason he became this amazing fighter is quite sad. At the age of 13, he experienced a major trauma that changed his life forever. He was a victim of a robbery where they took his bicycle, and not knowing how to defend himself, he ended up being humiliated. This really messed with him, and like most people who go through this, Scott ended up traumatized. Of course, if it were today, the outcome would have been very different. But back then, he didn't have the muscles and skills he has now, so he couldn't react. But it was at that moment that Scott decided he would get stronger and never let something like that happen again. To achieve that goal, he built a gym in his garage and started training intensely every day. At first, his gym was quite basic, but he was so focused that he ended up taking it to another level, turning the space completely professional. That was when he started to become the most well-rounded fighter in the world. Every day, he trained in martial arts like taekwondo, kickboxing, karate, and many others. But the most amazing thing is that he never stopped studying. Even after mastering those styles, he still wanted more. That's why he went back to studying judo, and even some more daring styles like ninjutsu and jujitsu. This gradually helped him overcome his trauma and get closer and closer to achieving his dream of becoming a famous fighter. Because of his love for fighting, he started teaching kickboxing classes, and that's what finally got him noticed. Because he was a very skilled fighter, he was invited to join the Professional Karate Association, where he met the famous martial arts film director Wei Tung. He was the one who gave Scott his first chance to show his talent in the movies, and I don't even need to say how much that changed his life. All of this happened in 2001 in the movie Mortal Fighters. And since it was his first role, it wasn't very big. Luckily, that was enough to give him the push he needed to become a successful actor. Right after that movie, his career took off, and he started acting alongside several other successful actors like Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, and Van Damme. But by far, his biggest success was that movie. The character Yuri Boyka was born in that movie, and people liked him so much that they ended up making several other movies just because of him. That made him earn nearly $300 million and become one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood. But even though he's extremely rich, he didn't settle down. Today, he's almost 50 years old and still in excellent physical shape. In the end, Scott's story shows that true strength lies not just in muscles, but in the determination to turn hardships into motivation to achieve your dreams.